Are you curious as to why homes in Dayton are flying off the market? Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or relocate, I want to tell you about the top 5 reasons Dayton is moving fast and why the Gem City is such a hot place for the real estate market right now. Hi, I'm David Moyer with Keller Williams Advisors here in Dayton, Ohio. I'm a luxury specialist, a relocation specialist, and a first-time homebuyer specialist. And I want to give you some insight as to what's happening here in the market and why properties right now are moving at an extremely rapid pace. So stay tuned. Bottom line, right off the bat, supply and demand still plays a really important role when it comes to the real estate market, and that's no different here in Dayton, Ohio. Right now, our inventory is at record lows, and the demand that buyers have is still at record highs. That creates an imbalance, and that creates a huge supply problem, meaning that the properties that are out there, the ones that are marketed correctly, priced correctly, and ready to go, are selling at an enormously rapid rate. According to the Dayton Board of Realtors, as of April 2025, Dayton only has a 1.3-month supply of inventory. Compare that to the national average, which is 5 to 6 months in a balanced market. That tells you that inventory is tight and remains tight. So that means that homes right now are going to continue to have a lower day on market than they normally would, and more than likely, they are selling at a higher percentage than they normally would. So those are things to keep in mind, whether you're looking to buy or you're looking to sell. The number 2 reason that homes are moving at a really rapid rate here in Dayton is something that's not new, but something that we've seen for years and years here in the Greater Dayton area, and that is the affordability factor. I deal with relocation people coming from all over the country, and when they come to Dayton, they are always pleasantly surprised with the affordability factor. The average price as of April 2025 in the entire Dayton market is $178,000. Compare that to other parts of the country, especially on the East and West Coast, and you will see that is a fraction of the cost that home buyers will pay for the exact same type of property in those respective areas. So the affordability factor makes things really, really good when it comes to people that are buying and even selling here in the Dayton market. Now, when it comes to real estate, everyone thinks about location, location, location. And that is true 100% for the Greater Dayton market and the Gem City in general. Our location is right in between our neighbors to the south in Cincinnati and our neighbors to the northeast in Columbus. So people can actually stay here in Dayton, but also seek job opportunities outside of Dayton, whether that be in Cincinnati, which is typically about a 45-minute drive, or a job opportunity closer to Columbus, Ohio, which is around a 45-minute to 1-hour drive. So if you reflect back on the second part of this video where we talked about the affordability factor, you can have a job in one of those major metropolitan cities outside of Dayton and still reside in Dayton, really truly getting the best of both worlds. And this is what attracts innovation and relocation clients from all over the country right here to Dayton, Ohio. Number 4 is fairly simple, and that is quick sales and low days on market. Right now, the average day on market across the board in the Greater Dayton area is 24 days. And that's how long it takes for a property to go active to under contract. That does not mean that those properties will last for 24 days when you see one come onto the market today. It just means that the average is 24 days. So don't take that for granted. The property that you see today that just went onto the market may already be pending tomorrow. So make sure you're in a good position to make that offer, make sure you're pre-approved, and make sure you're working with your lender and your realtor so that you are best positioned the moment those houses go onto the market. I always tell my clients when they see a property come onto the market, or when I send something to them that I think would be a really great fit, and they say, well, let's see if we can schedule something for tomorrow evening or this weekend, I say absolutely not. Unless that's the only choice that you have, let's find a way to see that property in person. Even if I have to go out there and do a virtual tour or record some videos for you, we can make that happen. So pay attention to what that day on market is doing. That is also driving the market right now. Now, once again, we're going to dive right into that affordability factor. Dayton is one of the top markets in the entire country when it comes to investors and getting into our market mainly because of, once again, our affordability factor, but also the low vacancy rates. So an investor from outside of the area is looking at a property that they can use as a personal investment for themselves, a rental property, a 4-unit property, or even a 6+ unit property. They're going to take a look at those vacancy rates and they're going to jump on the opportunities once they see what all of Dayton has to offer. So it's a really easy choice. Trust me, I've been doing this for 20 years. There is not a day that goes by that I don't get an email or a phone call or some kind of solicitation from an investor that's outside the Greater Dayton area that realizes the benefit of how swift our market moves, how the affordability factor really drives our market, and how those low vacancy rates exist. So that is not going to change anytime soon, and that is also a huge factor when it comes to why these homes are moving at a rapid rate. Bottom line, take everything into account. Not only the day on market, the affordability factor of Dayton, Ohio, the average sale price, and the low vacancy rates. Combine all these things together, and not to forget the supply and demand. That is going to keep things going at a very rapid pace here in Dayton. This has been going for many, many years. I've been in the business for over 20 years, and I have seen nothing change when it comes to the supply and demand since March of 2020. And we don't expect that to flip anytime soon. So I've talked about it again in other videos, but if you're thinking about making a move, if you're thinking about buying your first home or thinking about relocating to the Greater Dayton area, but you're also thinking, well, maybe I want those interest rates to change before I make that move, keep in mind, regardless of what those rates are, the supply and demand is still driving our market. Those homes are going to still sell at a very rapid rate, which means the appreciation is going to remain steady, it's going to remain high, and in 6 months to a year's time, while you're waiting on the sidelines, those properties ultimately are going to be at a much higher price. So the savings is not going to be there by the time you take the plunge. You want to talk about it more? I'm always happy to go over this in person. I'm always happy to break it down, regardless of what your circumstances are. Like I said, whether you're looking to buy or you're looking to sell, relocate to the area, or be one of our investors here in the area, I can walk you through that and tell you all about what the Greater Dayton area has to offer. Oh, and before I forget, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me what questions you have about the greater real estate market here in Dayton and how I can help you out, or any questions you may have in general. You can also go to my bio. All my contact information is there. I would love to help you out. Thanks for watching.